Hi, my name is Dan Sianka. I'm a broadcast meteorologist for KJCT, the ABC station in Grand Junction, Colorado. Weather has always been my passion. Ever since I was a little kid, I enjoyed forecasting, experiencing, and really just talking about the weather. And in this career, I get a chance to talk about the weather all the time, basically to everybody. That's one of the fun things about it. You know, weather is always something that people are, well, willing to talk about at any given time, which is nice because it's a real easy conversation piece or a way to break the ice. So being able to talk about it for a living is not too hard, especially if you have an enjoyment of the field. I was working at a meteorological software company doing meteorological software testing. I know that sounds kind of boring, but it was weather related. And the company I was working for decided to branch off a media arm and put me in front of some of the weather maps, and I had a lot of fun doing it. I always thought that I wanted to chase storms for a living or do scientific research, which I still wouldn't mind doing, but I had so much fun standing in front of weather maps and talking about it. I actually get a lot of enjoyment out of forecasting. That may sound crazy, but sitting down and looking through all the weather models and making a forecast, especially if you can verify, is actually really rewarding. And I like to be able to help people out to planning their days, whether they need to know if it's going to snow or rain. Maybe they have big events outside. Sometimes, you wouldn't have any idea unless you tuned into your local weatherman. Being in a TV news environment is really exciting, but sometimes nerve-wracking. You have all of the pressure of having a deadline and actually being on live camera with lots of people watching you. So you get that extra excitement, especially when you do a really good job. It's very rewarding. It's like being an actor or just a sports figure anytime you're performing out in front of people. But I don't want to say meteorology is like acting, because there's a lot of science that goes into it too. I spend a considerable amount of time every day working on my forecast, looking at computer models again, and having to learn the climatology of the area. I went to school in eastern Colorado on the Front Range, and I grew up in Montana. So living out here in the desert in western Colorado, the weather's quite a bit different. It makes you have to learn a whole new climatology and realize that things just work a little bit different than they do out in the plains or perhaps farther up to the north. So it's really rewarding once you can actually have a very good forecast out there. I think one of the best things about pursuing a career or education in meteorology is that there are so many things you can do. You can be a forecaster for the military, you could be a forecaster for the government, you could be on TV, you could chase storms across the plains of the United States, you could be in Antarctica or up on the North Pole studying the weather out there. There are a lot of things you can do outside with a degree or inside. If you like computers, there are jobs for you in the computer market. If you like the environment, there are jobs for you in that market as well. So there's just so many things that you can do. Many of them are really fun and very rewarding careers. And I always try to get other people into weather because I like it so much, but obviously it would be a good option for anybody out there.